Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. And now, when you land at Castle Doom, if your games end up turning out like this one here, and you're dying off spawn, then this might be the video for you. Because in this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about Castle Doom, from how to play this location, to where all of the different Doom chests and Avengers chests are, and also tips and tricks on how to fight Dr. Doom himself. So, without further ado, let's get into it, and let's make sure that you leave this POI with the medallion, unlike this Loki right here. Alright, let's go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is the overall landscape of this location. Now this is definitely one of the biggest POIs that we've had added to the map, and this place is just gigantic. And a lot of the stuff here all also kind of looks the same, which can be a little confusing if you're unfamiliar with this location. Now there's a lot of different corridors, and the courtyard in the middle is definitely a major kill zone that you want to stay out of, as there's just so much high ground all around this location that players can just beam you very easily without you even knowing that they are there. And if somebody just flowberry fizzes and jumps down on you, or shockwaves down on you, or jetpacks down on you, it's really hard to counter that when you don't even realize that they're coming half the time. By the time you even have a chance to react, they've probably already taken away half of your health, and you're panicking, and then it is back to the lobby for you. And then you're just now not wanting to land at this spot because you're just feeling that impending doom is upon you. But never fear, because I'm going to make you the guy bringing that feeling of doom to your enemies. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is how you should play this location. So whenever you're gliding in, you're always going to want to be looking to see how many other gliders are also coming with you, so you have an idea of how many enemies are going to be at this location with you. Now, trying to land up high is probably ideal if possible. Try to land on a floor drop or on a chest if you have to, and try to loot up and heal up very quickly. Now, your visual audio cues are very important here, so you can tell when enemies are around you, and one of the best things to do in this location is to jump down on people and just start spraying at them, because it catches them off guard, and you'll usually win most of those engagements. Now, there's this thing over here called the Armory Briefing, and now this thing will give you a weapon of uncommon rarity, and you can choose a shotgun or an AR or whatever it is. So in this case, I didn't get a shotgun, so I just went here to get one. It's also a very great thing about this spot. And now we're going to talk about the guards at this location. And now this is a mistake I'm sure a lot of you are making. As you see, I walked too close to that guard and it kind of triggered him, so I took him out. But now, you see these footprints on my screen here. So now that I've actually aggroed a guard and picked a fight with them, all these guards' footprints in this entire POI are going to be showing up for me. So it's going to make it much harder for me to track other enemy players and know who's an enemy player or who's a guard. Also, if you're constantly fighting with the guards at this location, you're only going to draw attention and be attracting more enemy players to come to try to third party you. And now, with all the different levels and corridors and twists and turns at this location, it can sometimes be quite difficult to actually get a track on where an enemy player actually is. So you really don't need to be aggroing the guards and having their footprints adding to the mess on your screen when you're trying to find out where the real players might be hiding. And you will have to land at this location quite a bit to get familiar with it in order to actually be able to track enemy players more easily. And now here's an example here where I don't shoot the guards, and look, there's no footprints, nothing. So now, when I do see footprints on my screen, I immediately know that that is 100% an enemy player. I don't have to guess if that's going to be a guard, an AI. I know 100% that that is a real player, and other players are a threat and should be a priority of you to eliminate them as soon as possible, especially before fighting the boss, because otherwise they're just opening up to a world of getting third party. And now here, in this example here, you're going to see how I give chase to this player after I got some good beams on them. And they use a shield bubble because they're smart, and I don't know where they went. They ran inside somewhere. Don't play that game. Just go hide somewhere yourself. Just don't do it, because if you follow them in somewhere, they're likely going to be waiting with a right shoulder peek and just shotgun you in the face. So don't get too bloodthirsty and blinded just trying to get that elimination, but you also don't let them go either. So here, I've seen footprints. I thought I tracked this player down, but unfortunately it was just a Chicka Slim Shady. And well, he's dead now, so it's back to try to search for that Persephone. And after looting a bit of this POI, I heard a player jump down, and I did see a brief footprint notification, and bam, there they are, right in here, right outside of where the boss is. So we get into a quick little 1v1. I slide kick her into the storm to the door, and then she pulls out the Captain American shield, and I just spray her out with the dual Uzis. So now, here's a really easy way to get the medallion. As you can see here, Doom bots in storm, and kaboom, free medallion. Now, we're going to get into fighting Doom. When you are going to fight him, don't go too close to him because you will aggro him and he will just start shooting you. Always try to keep your distance. And now, when you are going to fight him, you're going to want to try to stay close to him because it's harder for him to hit you with his Doom gauntlets and try to spray at him with a very high, fast rate of fire weapon. Now you can just kind of play ring around the rosy with him and run in circles, and look, I'm barely taking any damage from him by doing this. Now, when he is defeated, he will explode and he will kind of push you far away, and now whenever you go to try to get the loot afterwards, you want to do this very quickly. And also making use of shield bubbles is also very smart, because usually as soon as you start a fight with Doom or finish a fight with Doom, there'll be somebody there to third party you. And now, here, you're seeing I'm fighting him in the throne room. This is the one place you never want to fight him. I know I just did in the last clip, but watch what happens here. So I have all these footprints right in the circle, doing damage, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm beamed, and there's a player up on one of the higher levels. You can see them in the top right corner there. So instead, what I suggest you do to fight Doom is go to the front doors here and look down on where his throne is, and then you can just take a weapon with a scope, and you can just start beaming him from a distance, and if you move out of the way, he can't hit you with his Doom Gauntlet blast. So I literally take off almost all of his shield before he even makes it over to even start picking the fight with me. And boom, as you see again, just missed me again with his Doom Gauntlet blast. And now, when you do start fighting him, his guards are going to get aggroed and they're going to start coming at you. So you will want to try to take them out as well, just to limit as many footprints on your screen as possible to make it easier for you to tell when there might be a threat coming towards you, like another enemy player. But again, you just do the ring around the rosy thing, and he should be defeated very easily, and whoa, lo and behold, there's a player coming to third party as soon as I kill Doom, and look at where they came from. The throne room, that's where they always come from. That's why fighting him by these doors, I find, is just more ideal, because players don't ever really seem to come from the other directions, because that's more near the back of the map, where there's just like water and not much there. So people always generally come from the other direction. Now, as you see, I made it out of that situation barely with just 5 HP, and now I really should have thrown this shield bubble down immediately, instead of like just trying to heal it first and grab the crowd and stuff. So, do keep that in mind, and now shield bubbles are really great. As you've seen earlier, I said you should use them when grabbing the loot, but I could have also used one here when I was trying to heal, so I couldn't get shot at. Now, I'm still trying to heal here, and now here's a little trick you can do with these. So, see, I'm healing with the Flowberry Fizz, I can just jump right over it, so this guard can't even hit me, give me time to heal. You can do this on real players too, as well. So now I can grab my loot, take out this guard, and the reason why everyone likes landing at Castle Doom is because Dr. Doom gives you his mythic legendary pistol, and he also gives you the Doom gauntlets, and his medallion gives Siphon, which will heal you upon eliminations. And he's the only boss that gives you 2 mythic weapons, and they're both very, very good. So now I'm going to get into some more different drop spots and chest locations. So now, here's a nice little trick that I'm not sure a lot of players know about. So if you go to the back of Castle Doom, by where the throne room is, and you start using your pickaxe, it looks like you can't really break in, but if you aim up higher, you can break the higher wall and jump right in through the back. He'll be right behind where Dr. Doom spawns, and there's usually always this Doom chest here, and also sometimes a good ammo crate, and these always drop heals and items like shield bubbles or porta bunkers, making them just great all around. And now one other cool little Doom chest that's also almost at the exact same location, but this one is up high. I'm going to show you. So if you land up high above right where Dr. Doom is sitting, you can see it on your map there. The medallion's like literally going to be right underneath me. There's going to be a few chest spawns on top of these green roofs here sometimes, and also quite a few floor spawns just all around the kind of courtyard roof area that I'm walking on now, right here. And now if you turn and you jump in through the window here, you're then going to find a possible spawn for an Avengers chest. Now these Avengers chests will give you Avengers items, so you have a chance for War Machine gauntlets, the War Machine jetpack, or Captain America's shield, or the auto turret. So now, next, I'm going to go into a drop spot for players who don't like dropping hot, but still want to actually have a chance at getting to Castle Doom and being fully looted. So now, some of you might remember this spot. It's been here for a while, actually, since Chapter 5, Season 1, but it's a little bit different now. There's no longer the weird windmill things that were in the water, but there is quite a few chests and ammo drops and ammo boxes on this location, and also this location is very good for mats. Like if you break this weird, I don't know if it's an ice head or what it is, you get quite a lot of brick from it. There's tons of trees for wood, and there's quite a bit of metal on this little tiny island. You get it very quickly. And on top of that, there's always 5 slurp barrels. So you should be able to leave here with full shield every time you land there. Look at my loot. Blue AR, blue SMGs, green shotgun, a full stack of shield bubbles, and an extra big pot. And now, when you take the zipline up and go through this porta potty, it used to bring you somewhere else, but now it brings you right behind Castle Doom near his throne room. And yep, you guessed it, you can just jump up here and do what we did in the other example. Break this wall here, we'll actually have to break the one above it, and be right where that chest is again, right behind his throne. And now, as you see, the timing on this here is just absolutely perfect, as there's an enemy player already fighting Dr. Doom. And look at how surprised they are when I just come out of nowhere and start blasting them with my shotgun. Now they panic, they run away, I give chase, and it's GG's back to the lobby for them. And I basically get a free medallion with very little work here, guys. Dr. Doom is almost dead. Now, this player was either just so super focused on fighting the boss, they did not even realize that I was coming, or they thought I was a guard, or when they heard me pickaxing, they might have thought I was a guard, because the guards do like to get stuck and pickaxe the walls. Plus, they're not expecting you to come from that area, because it's just, there's nothing there. And you could also use it as an escape route. And now, we're going to talk about when you're landing in at this location. As you see here, there was a Goku that was trying to go into one spot. That's another popular drop spot. Another person beat me to it. Well, remember that porta potty? Yep, it goes both ways. So, players that know about this, know that this is here. If you're going to have a bad drop, don't get sent back to the lobby and ruin your game. You can just retreat and you can go there and get some loot and then come back and actually have a fighting chance and possibly even third party the boss. And now I want to talk about another secret porta potty that I don't know if a lot of people know about here at Castle Doom. So now if you land on the one bridge that's kind of over to the right pointing towards the snow biome and go across it, you're going to find some stairs over here that lead down and you're going to find another porta potty. And now, this porta potty will actually bring you underneath a staircase that is very close to Doom's throne room. So this enables you to be able to get across Castle Doom's landscape very quickly without being seen. And yes, it works both ways. So you can also use this as an escape route. Plus, there's also usually a slurp barrel behind it and some ammo crates. And now this location tends to get put in storm more quickly, so it's also very good to use in order to retreat and get out of storm and not take much damage after you've defeated Doom and acquired the medallion of mythic weapons. And now we're going to talk about this weird refinery building that's off to the side here. Now a lot of people do always mention that this is a great spot to land. I kind of actually disagree, but if you use that porta potty as an escape route, it's kind of near this and you can come here and then use this to actually get across the map, as I'll show you here in a second. Now, the reason why I don't really recommend this spot is because sometimes you'll have like 4 people or 5 people even trying to land here, so you're going to be getting to a lot of off-spawn fights here. Like you'll seriously sometimes get into more off-spawn fights here than you will actually landing at Castle Doom itself, and since this spot is so tiny, there's not really much you can really do to get away from any of it, and you'll probably end up getting taken out. Now there's a few chests and a guaranteed Doom chest here, but what you can do is jump into the middle here and pop your glider and it'll send you up flying. But now, I don't really recommend you use this route to go to Castle Doom because you won't be able to see anything due to the smoke. Now, what you could do is use it and go backwards up towards the mountain here as there's a jump pad. But now also if you're hurt, there is a few slurp barrels that you can use here, But what I do recommend is if you use that porta potty to escape after defeating Doom, you can then head to this location and jump in the middle of that refinery, pull your glider, and send you up very high, and you can use it to rotate across the map to wherever you're trying to go to continue your game. And now we're going to get into some more of the better drop spots or areas that you can land that have good loot or Doom chests and Avengers chests at Castle Doom. So the next one is going to be at this middle big tower here. Now, at the beginning of the video, this was the one I landed at, and as you've seen, didn't go too well for me, but now at least this time, because I landed over there, I have weapons. Now, in this spot here, there can sometimes be some chests hidden on top of the bookshelves, or that popcorn machine in the corner, or I think it's like a conch shell on a display case. And now this chest will be here every single time, this Doom chest. And these Doom chests generally always give you weapons of high rarity. And now, it should be no surprise that the player with the better weapons, especially off spawn, is probably going to have an easier time getting eliminations and winning fights. And now, if you break the floor here, where this big witch's cauldron is, you can jump down this little level here, and there's usually like a box, and there's a chest hidden inside of it. And now, do you see? I have some footprints, but I have a jetpack, so I can just jump down, get the drop on the alien, and give him the pow pow. So I said earlier, you always want to be dropping it on people, and just giving them the surprise attack, as it literally works pretty much every single time. And now this next spot here is usually pretty contested. This is the same spot I pointed out earlier in this video, where I said there's a Goku landing there. Now the reason for this is because it's one of the easier spots for one of these good chests to find, and easy to remember. Now sometimes there's a chest on those barrels out there. There's also the Doom chest here, which will always spawn. There can sometimes be a chest right near the bed there. There's 2 slurp barrels underneath the staircase. Now if you go up the staircase here, you're then going to find another ammo crate sitting on top of a table, and if you go down the stairs on the other side, there can sometimes be another chest underneath those stairs. So you get quite a bit of loot here. But as I said, a lot of people tend to land here as it's an easy Doom chest to find. So I'm going to give you an alternative route now to get into this location, and an escape route. So if you land on the outskirts, just in the same area, you're going to see these stairs, and there's going to be a sign with like a red hand and a camera. Now if you jump up on the lower level there, there's something that chest hidden in a box, but if you jump up on the higher level, you can then come right through the wall and right to that chest I just showed you, and you can also break that wall and escape if you're going to get trapped in there or getting pushed by a whole team or something. The players that know these quirky little things about this POI are going to have an advantage over those that don't. So now this next spot is one very powerful spot here. Now it's going to be on the bridge that's to the right near the front of Castle Doom. So if you look up here, you'll see those wooden things you can climb up. That'll bring you to the second porta potty I showed you. There's always a slurp barrel here. There's always be a floor drop and a chest on that wheelbarrow looking thing. But where you really want to go is you want to go over here to the right and then up these stairs and through this door you see. And on the other side of the door, you are going to find a Doom chest. And now you're going to see these 2 couches. Sometimes there could be a chest on the one on the right, and there's also ammo crates on the one on the left. Now if you go this way and don't go up the stairs, across from this fantastic 4-ball, there could also be another chest on the table. Now in the room with the piano, there could be a chest on the piano, but now if you look up at these weird wooden ceilings, if you break the one, jump up to the next level, break the next one, you see a bunch of random loot falls out, because there could sometimes be a chest or ammo boxes there. And now when I jump up, you're going to see that I find a Avengers chest. So this spot is pretty damn powerful, and then you can also go use that porta potty to make it right over to Doom to fight him. And now this next spot is also fairly decent. So now there's this one bridge that's kind of near the back corner of the POI, and it's like a bridge that's like way higher up that just leads to one of the spiral staircase areas. And now at this location here, you're going to find a Doom chest, and there can sometimes be a chest right behind it. And now there's also a slurp barrel just out on the bridge here that you can hit for a little bit of extra shield. And now if you go back and down that staircase, you can then find chests or floor drops on most of the levels going all the way down to the bottom, making this a fairly decent spot for you to get some loot very quickly right off your drop. And now we're going to move on to the next chest spot that I want you to know about. Now this is kind of also in the same sort of quadrant as the last one I showed you. But now you're going to want to look for this like weird like wooden structure here. And now, when you go down, you're going to see these boxes that are hanging from a rope. There's supposed to be a chest there, and then there's also usually an Avengers chest that can spawn right there as well. And now, once you're done looting this, here's a little great loot map. So you can down here and jump off the ledge down towards the water here. And if you go over towards this little waterfall and take the zip line up, it's going to bring you, oh, look at that. Remember that spot I just showed you? Yep, and there's that chest I told you that would be there in the corner. Making this a really great spot to get some good loot very quickly, and also you have options in case you are contested. If someone's going to beat you to the one chest, you can always try to go to the other, and at least have a fighting chance. And now I just want to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning into the channel, and that because we finally made it to 500 subscribers, so thank you all so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And now, if you do like the content that you see here, and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Or even drop a comment if there's any tips and tricks you have that you would like to share about Castle Doom that I might have missed, as I did just go and find all this stuff pretty much on my own. And also, please don't forget to smash that like button. This video helps you out, as it also helps the channel out, and also helps that YouTube algorithm. And now here, it's just going to see some gameplay of me playing after I've learned this location. And you're going to see how easily I just track my opponents here now. When I first used to land here, man, like I sucked landing here. I died a lot, okay? And you might too, but that's okay, because a lot of players still don't even know this location yet, and aren't taking the time to know it. And there's going to be times where, you know, the storm's going to pull here, you're going to have to go here. Like, see here, I knew that this guy had to be up here, just because he wasn't anywhere else. Because I know the location now pretty much like the back of my hand. And like I said before too, you just want to be jumping down on people, getting the drop on them, or flying up, getting them. And just the more you get used to this location, the easier it is to navigate. And it's such a fun location to actually get into fights in. Like pretty much now, almost every time I land here, I can easily leave this POI alive, usually with the medallion or the mythic weapons. Like when I landed with some of my friends earlier, like they were not doing so well, but I know the place so well now from playing here so much, and it's such a good, powerful drop spot. And you're also way safer landing at a big location like this, because there's so many options and places for you to go once you get to know the location. So definitely don't sleep on Castle Doom if you think it's big or just too much of a hassle to get to. It's really not. And once you learn it, you'll be just kicking ass and taking names every time you land here, and tracking your opponents and putting the fear of doom in them. Just like this guy here. Hopefully he really wasn't the last airbender, because if so, I guess they're kind of extinct now. You never know what hits them when you just jump on them and give them the pow pow. But I'm Big Papa Smurf 187. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll hopefully catch y'all on the next one. And don't forget to have fun gaming. And now, unfortunately, this time the storm was on my buttocks, so I did not really have enough time to go get the medallion and fight Doom and all that jazz. So, last tip, whenever you come to the front of the castle here, there's always a car, so you can just jump in, dip into your Tesla Cybertruck, and peel out. Bye for now.